What's up, everybody? Welcome back. This is Zesty Viking to Metal Mondays here with my co-host Wolfie. How are you doing? Where's Wolfie?
I am awesome, Mr. Viking. How are you? I'm ready for this. I think I'm ready for this.
Man, I'm fantastic. We got a lot to cover, and I'm really excited. I mean, we've had some new releases from several great bands. I want to talk about how bad Adderall sounds. Like, look, all right. Let me, for context, Slipknot released their album this past, was a Friday.
Yeah.
And I was really excited about it because this is their last album with Roadrunner Records. This is where they were going with the, like, hey, this is our farewell. And they did say that they had enough material. And this is just, keep this in mind. They did say, Corey in a previous interview, can't remember with who, stated that there was enough material to write quite a few albums. And so I want you to keep that in mind. I want to keep that in mind. So as we talk about this, they open up with what they are claiming is the new Slipknot. This is in your face. This is Iowa levels of heavy. It's not. It's not. Adderall starts the track. And right off the bat, you're set into a weird, I don't even know, like trance-like moment. And you're like, oh God, here we go. This is kind of like, the opening track just before Sick on their self-titled, where you're getting that weird, funky vibe. And then, but then all of a sudden, it comes into this rock groove. And it's just not good.
No, it never gets I mean, I only partially listened to it, because I wanted to give it its time for when we did this. But I was like, when does it get fast? The song's called Adderall.
Well, okay. When I say it's not good, as far as Slipknot standards, because it is a good song, but yeah, you're Slipknot, all right?
Right, act like yourselves.
Exactly. If you're going to change things, let the fans know. Because fans are there. Your original fans. Look, this is probably great for those that jumped on after subliminal verses. Like, oh, hey, okay, this is what I signed up for. But what about the guys that have been with you since the very beginning, since the heaviest of heavy, since Make Feet Kill Repeat, since self-titled, since Iowa? Those are the diehards, and they've been hanging on for more.
And I understand. I think we both understand. Bands will change. The sound will change.
Yeah.
Because you do want different stuff. But this, like I said, I didn't listen to it because I knew we were doing this. So I didn't listen to everything all the way through and whatnot. But I was just like, why? Can I stop? Like, I wanted to stop. And that's not a good sign. I didn't want to hear more of it.
Yeah. Well, it was a rock ballad. It was a rock ballad, and that's not what Slipknot's known for. Like, look. They've done some great songs like Vermilion Part 1 and 2, but Vermilion Part 1 was heavy. It was just different. And then Part 2 was just the acoustic style of it, and it brought some beauty to it while also being very, how do I say this? It was very dark. So there was that darkness tone behind it while being beautiful. Right. And then to put out track Adderall, and just by reading the name Adderall, you think, oh, this is gonna be fast, and it's the very opposite. You think
the Adderall's working,
focused, and no.
So maybe that was it. Maybe Adderall is appropriate because it's actually showing you how the Adderall works appropriately, and not when you take it incorrectly.
But then, okay, so this is where it gets good though, is because then after that, you get into the dying song, warming you up, and you're like, oh, okay. And then you get into Corey's melodic vocals, and then he just comes in, and then he's just yelling "die" repeatedly, just die, and you're just like, yes, this is it. This is the song. Here we go. Happy. And you got your little bit of, melodics again. Maybe you've been down too long. And then you get into it. You're like, this is so good.
Right.
It keeps you up.
A bit of a hard on when he was saying dying, not gonna lie. Yeah, it keeps you up. Yeah.
So
I did. I was happy when I heard the dying sound. I was
yeah,
really impressed. It got me excited again to like listen to Slipknot.
right.
Um, so, yeah, so I can get behind you on that one.
Yeah.
110%.
I
I was really happy.
I do feel like some of these songs would belong on Iowa. I know that sounds weird, but hear me out. And the reason I say that is because the dying song would be kind of like a smooth transition between Iowa to how they are on or how they came about on subliminal verses. So it would make sense. Yes, there's that level of heavy. Then Chapeltown Rag sounds something like is the next track on there, the third track. And my first listening, I knew this was heavy. I'm like, okay. The first time I heard it, I'm like, oh my God, Slipknot's back. It's heavy. It's not my favorite, but it's good. It's not their best, but it's good. And then upon a couple listens, I'm like, I really like this song. I really do. And that was the first glimpse of what was going to be on the album.
Right.
That was what they first released and showed us, and I was very happy with the direction. And then, yeah.
Then Yen came out. And it was like, I know
then-
you
yeah.
told me Yen's been growing on you a little bit.
Yeah, Yen grew on me.
I'm only giving it like 2 or 3 listens. And again, it wasn't grabbing me. I was like, okay, this is what it is, and it's not horrible. I think it is a track that could grow on me. And again, these are all the singles that have been released so far, so that's why I've given these a couple more listens. I know hearing there.
Yeah, exactly. And then, well, what grew on me though with Yen is it was released leaked, I should say. And when it came out, I was like so excited to find it. And then Slipknot's like, you know what? It already leaked. Here you guys go. We might as well just put it out. And they put it out with a video right away. I don't know if that was their intent, if that was going to be the song that they chose for release. But then, the chorus grew on me as the knife goes in, cut across my skin. Like, I was like, all right. And then
pretentious.
Yeah, but then Hive Mind, number 5 on the album. Hive Mind came back and slapped me in the ass. I liked it. It was a banger. Hive Mind was good.
This is cool.
Yeah, I can't really rag on that one. And then following it by Warranty. Warranty's heavy. And then they hit me with Medicine for the Dead, which this song was very melodic. It reminded me of like Danger Keep Away.
Okay.
Off of Subliminal Verses, but yet done well. Jim Root, like this album, I will say Jim Root and Jay shine the biggest, and you know what, V-Man as well, because what was that? Which song was that? Maybe it was I believe on the Dying Song, where you have that bass that like so those 3 really shined the most on this album.
So when we get into this track, I should be getting excited, is what you're telling me. Because this is where like I really kind of started drifting. I think I listened to 1 or 2 more of the tracks, like a minute of them each, but I was kind of skipping around just to get a general feel.
Well, Medicine of the Dead is the direction when they say they were going to take a different direction. I wish they stuck with that style for Medicine for the Dead. It's very good. It's a 6 minutes long song, but I did not know it was 6 minutes. It caught me off guard. It caught me off guard how much I actually liked it.
They have a couple of longer songs on this one.
Yeah, they do. They do.
Them.
And then Acidic, I don't know how I feel about it. Like, it starts heavy.
Right.
And then he I don't even know how to describe it. Like, you're like, yes, this is it. And he's like, living in a dead man's shoes. And I'm like, what the fuck? And then he's doing this weird thing. Corey, I'm sorry, is doing this weird thing with his voice. I completely just want to burn it. I want to burn it.
I want it to go away. I want to put it on fire and watch it burn and disintegrate into complete nothingness. So I never have to suffer through it again.
Right. And then Heirloom comes back heavy, slapping you in the face. He's just so, and then you got Sid just scratching, just sick. And then again, for whatever reason, I don't know where it came out. It just, I don't even know how to describe it. Corey comes in with this tough guy rock. That's like the punch of his voice. It's just tough guy. I'm a fucking tough guy. I'm so fucking angry. I don't give a fuck. And you're like, this is not this is not Slipknot. This is Stone Sour. This is not.
No
I don't know how to.
No huevos, no yarvos, no
None.
huevos.
None. Then after having enough of that song, Hell comes in. And Hell is spelled H377. So you'll probably get people going, oh, H377? No, Hell. It's Hell. Stop saying it's H377. It's Hell. Fuck.
Or maybe
people.
370, maybe 377 means something. Maybe that's an area code in Iowa.
Maybe it works out that way, but I don't give a shit.
It's Hell, fuckers. Do you
Hell.
hear him? Do you hear the Viking? He will drop Mjolnir on your ass. It is fucking hell.
Which that's exactly how I describe this album. Continuing on. Jesus. So Hell actually takes a turn for the better. It kind of goes back to Slipknot again. And it starts with this chant, this brutal yes.
Tough guy chant.
Like I don't even know. It just feels primitive. Like that's how I can describe it. And then Corey comes in and he's just spitting again. He's spitting lyrics, and it's just like, yes, this is Iowa. This is Iowa. This is what the fans wanted. This is what everyone wanted. And when the song ends, you have Desad following that up.
They
And
named it
Desad
after
is
a comic book character.
I'm not sure, dude. But this also goes in that direction of kind of like, I guess I would describe it as Vermilion. Okay. But soft. Like Corey just kind of out of nowhere shows, hey guys, guess what? I can sing. And it's like, yeah, we know, Corey. We know.
You've been doing it. We've heard till we die.
We've heard you sing. We know you can sing. You can fucking sing. Thank you. But
not right now. Go away.
Yeah. He kind of flexes and he's like, again. And you're like, okay, dude. All right, bro.
Big dick swinging.
Right. It's not a terrible song. It's good. But as far as Slipknot goes, this is a Slipknot album. This is your final album. You want to leave, final album with Roadrunner. That's why you want to leave them with this. But we'll go back to that theory that I had in just a moment here when we follow it up with finale. And let's just say I didn't make it through the finale. If, like, okay, let's say you went to a concert and you had all these banger bands, and then this other band that's closing out that you didn't like. Most people, like, all right, I've seen all the bands that I came here for, and leave during mid-set. That's kind of what I did to this song. It's not good. It's not good. And I'm sick, and I'm saying this right now. I don't give a fuck. I'm sick of pretending just because Slipknot is our favorite bands out there. You know, like there's a lot of you out there. I'm sick of pretending that this album is good. I'm not going to pretend. I'm not going to lie to myself like I'm 7 years old trying to believe in Santa. This album is not Slipknot. This album is not good. It is what it is. And we're allowed to say that. The reason being is because they put it out there for us and we don't have to like it.
Let me ask you something.
Like it.
Let me ask you something though. Say it wasn't Slipknot. Say you didn't have 20 years invested into this band. How is it?
If it was
Take yourself out for a minute. Take yourself out for a minute. This is
okay.
You don't have 20 years of hearing and 6 other albums and who knows how many fucking concerts. What is your feeling before we go balls deep into this?
Okay. So if someone came to me and said, this is a new band and it's not Slipknot. Okay, so if this was another band that put this out and they were showing me this for the first time, I would say there's a couple of good songs on there. That's it. I would, and if they asked, well, what would you think? I would say I'd wait for the next album to see if they have any more tracks that I like.
Okay, so it just in general, it's not,
It's yeah.
forgetting that it's Slipknot, it's still kind of, and then like I said, from what I heard, I'm not disagreeing. Like I said, I was excited for like after hearing the Dying song. I didn't really listen to Chapeltown Rag. I was busy when that started coming out. I heard Yen. I was kind of on it. A second playthrough was better.
Mhm.
We listened to Hell. I did listen to that one. That was good. But again, it just nothing was grabbing me when I listened to it. I'm like, okay, I'm just trying to get through this to say
Mhm.
I at least had a feeling
Mhm.
about what was going on. But it was definitely a letdown for
Yeah,
me.
absolutely. I'll say this, okay. Um, in the way of ranks, I would classify Iowa and their self-titled as the S tier.
Oh yeah.
I would put honestly Subliminal Verses as a B tier. I would honestly, and this is going to be kind of weird to say this, I would put All Hope Is Gone after going through. I would put this at an A tier. And the reason I say that is because looking back at the tracks, it was interesting and okay. Uh was it the Killing Name? Geometria or something? That was a
Yeah.
good tune. Yeah. Sulfur, really good
Good
tune.
song.
Psychosocial, obviously, no matter what, Slipknot cannot escape the memes that have come with their mashups. Baby, baby, you know. So it's funny. Dead Memories, really good
I
song.
really like Dead Memory.
Yes. Um, I just love Corey going, sitting in the dark, I can't forget. It's so good.
What
Uh,
was that again? Can you do that again for me?
even now I realize. Okay, so anyway. And when I got away, I only kept my scars. Okay, guys, sorry, stop.
Wow.
So then Vendetta. Vendetta was a good one. Butcher's Hook. So looking back, and you had Snuff on that album too, which
Yes.
Snuff was such a good song and something that was unexpected. Honestly, if a song like Snuff was on this album, that would change completely. If that's the style, like obviously you can't replicate, you can't catch lightning in a bottle with every song. I get that. But then you've got All Hope Is Gone, Child of Burning Time, which is a really interesting tune and different. And then they close it out with like oh, Till We Die, which you were just saying.
Right.
So I would definitely put above Subliminal Verses. I would actually put All Hope Is Gone above that. Granted,
Okay.
granted, media outlook, they were like, oh, well, this album's better. I tend to disagree. But
Yeah, fuck them.
yeah, and
You're wrong. We're
honestly,
right.
The Great Chapter, I would put that as their worst album until recently.
You like We Are Not Your Kind? You
I like
less?
Weird. I like We Are Not Your Kind.
Because Unsainted made me feel like they were back.
Yeah, Unsainted. Like, okay, so when you come out with like, okay, Birth of the Cruel, Unsainted, Neo Forte, Critical Darling was pretty good too. Red Flag was heavy. Spiders was different. It was so different, but yet enjoyable. And then you have like, what was that? Slow Way the Firth, which honestly I love the music video just because I'm a big fan of the show The Boys, and recently the comics because of the show. So seeing like Carl Urban in the music video, and then she's like, today up on this hill. I'm like, yeah, okay, this is weird. And then he just comes out of nowhere with the Corey scream. It's so I would honestly put that next to A tier with um with All Hope Is
All hope is
Gone.
gone.
But going back now on this final album, I have to put it as an F as a whole. I'm looking at the album as a whole, not just individual songs, because there are some good, really, really good songs on this album, but the album as a whole, for instance, if you sell a batch of eggs, because there's what, 12
Yeah,
songs on this album.
I think
So I
that's
think
right.
this is actually, if there is 12 songs on this, this is perfect. This is a perfect example.
Yeah. Yes.
Okay.
It's not a baker's. It's a regular.
Okay. So that being said, if you were to sell this carton of eggs and there's only 4 good eggs on the carton, that's a really bad batch.
Yeah, you're returning that. You're
And you'd
like,
want your money
excuse
back.
you. Right.
Yeah, you would want your money back. You'd complain. So that's where I'm at with this. This is not. This is a bunch of bad eggs.
It's fair, man. Like I said, you told me to look at it, and it was a letdown. I was hoping getting back at this would be a good way for me to get back into listening to Slipknot more again. And I'm gonna stick with my happy techno. My happy techno.
You're industrial.
No, I wouldn't call them industrial. But my happy techno metal. That's not quite industrial.
Yeah. I know what you're talking about. Yep. There's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with that, because what it is there's always got to be a catchy hook. But
Right.
But there's one thing though that I want to get back to, is the theory that I have.
Okay.
Because I mentioned as before, Corey had said in an interview that there was enough material to write several albums. That being said, this is their final album before they go independent. Why not give Roadrunner the shitty songs that they don't like before releasing self-titled or self-produced, or no, what is
independent,
it? Independent.
Yeah.
Independent released album, to really bank in, because it's like they haven't been making money on their albums because of the deal they had with Roadrunner. They were kids when they signed. They got the shit end of the stick, but they were just happy to have a label, because times have changed. Now you don't need a label. The internet is very predominant here. YouTube.
Well, now you don't need to make albums either.
Yeah.
You're better off releasing singles, and then down the road, if you want to turn that in to an album as a collectors for people who want a hard copy.
Yeah.
Then otherwise, so many bands I know don't release albums. They release single tracks, and half time it's like, okay, now I don't have to listen to you. You're giving me 10 great songs over a year instead of throwing maybe 5 and another 5 that are because you just tried to rush because you put an album together.
Yeah. And that's the thing that a lot of people don't realize, though, is that with the birth of YouTube, and it's done for a lot of musicians and other talents, it's given a voice to those independent creators that needed a record label in order to get out there. Now they don't need a label. So record labels are dying.
Right. Well, for years. Decades, probably almost at the. God, that's scary. You can almost say decades at this point.
Yeah. So why wouldn't Slipknot make the smart choice, give their last album, some decent hits, so that way it keeps the fans interested. So now these fans have, what they've been asking for. They get Roadrunner, what they've been asking for, the last bit of their deal. They go and put out their own shit and actually get money from their own work. It's a smart business deal, but at the same time, it leaves a shit taste in the mouths of those that have been following for a while. And I'm sorry, I'm saying it. This was a shit album.
Well, you're being honest. I hear you. I think it definitely it was not.
Yeah. And this is coming from someone that's gone to almost every time, like anytime Slipknot is in town, I'm there. I've followed Slipknot since.
Oh yeah, were you at the House of Blue in '99? Huh? Were you at the House of Blues in '99?
That's a different story. It's a different story.
First album.
I was young. I was young.
Yeah, excuses.
But
I was young.
After Iowa is when I was able to. So when Iowa released, I was old enough to kind of go to concerts and stuff like that, So since
Gee,
then,
thanks. Make me feel old,
yeah,
asshole.
yeah, boomer. So just kidding. Oops. Yeah, you choke on that water.
That's the
So,
only. Wait, what?
but yeah, no. Since Iowa is when I was able to start going to concerts. That was the whole like. So after Iowa released, that was when I went to the first concert. But I was following them maybe 2 years after. Well, no, about a year after um their self-titled released.
Well, Iowa came out in 01, so that would make sense.
Yeah. So
That
I mean,
sounds about, yeah, that puts it about the right age.
and then it didn't help. What really slapped me in the face. Oh my god, when I seen the Resident Evil uh, uh, music video for My Plague, I
Oh, yeah.
lost
Oh,
my
yeah.
shit. I lost that made me want to see the movie Resident Evil, then hate the movie Resident Evil, but only buy it at the time so that way I can play the music video off the fucking DVD.
Oh, what's a DVD?
Oh god, are we that old now?
Getting close. Yep. Because so, like I was telling you, I got their first album. It was the promo copy. It had the little, it didn't even have the barcode. It had the thing patched through because it was a promo. They didn't want you reselling it. And they were so different at the time. And what I'm going to give to you now is I know you said they might have phoned it in. And I agree and disagree. I think there's too much artist integrity from this band, from
Yeah.
these guys, that some of them just wouldn't completely do that. I think you're right. I think they would give what they felt were the worst tracks.
Mhm.
Just to get out of it, especially if they do have that much material left. It's hard after 20 years. Maybe they were trying something else a little bit different. Some of the songs almost sounded a little loungy, like they were trying to get a little bit more, not funky. Funky's not the right word at all. Groove, maybe. And it was just, it's not hitting it.
Yeah.
And I'm scared to make you put me through whole songs.
It was.
Feel free.
Well, I remember sitting next to you, like, well, not next to you, but on Discord, going, bro, I need you to react. I need to know what you think because I can't be alone on this. And luckily, I'm glad that I'm not alone.
It hurt. It did. I was hoping for big things. Like, I was saying, like, I'll be honest, I haven't listened to Slipknot as much as I did, just as I've gotten older. Tastes have changed, but I had liked Unsainted, Soulway, Firth wasn't horrible. Dying Song, fucking, I remember the day that came out. I'm like, oh, all right, this has balls to it again.
Mm-hmm.
Chapel Town, like I said, I only listened to a couple, and then Yen already again. I was like, and then we going through this album, and I'm like, okay, so am I really missing anything? Am I gonna go in my car and blast this? No.
I wouldn't be surprised if another album drops next year.
Oh, not in the slightest bit, especially if they're done and they don't even need, I'm sure they have to do some sort of tour on this.
Yeah, they have to do a tour, and then I feel like they're gonna release another track. I don't know what their contract states, but I'm sure that they're gonna do another world tour kind of thing. And
Right.
then after that, they're done. They've made their money for Roadrunner, and I get it. Roadrunner's not the same when they joined up. Not all the same people are there. Not all the same, contacts that they've made are there. So they probably feel like
20
this is
years.
yeah. So I feel like they're out. They're like, peace out, Cub Scout. We're gone.
You feel better now you got it out.
Yeah, I do. I do. I do, man.
Don't understand. It came out, I think, what was it? So it came out the 30th. So what was that? Friday? That was Friday.
Yeah.
Right. So I'm going to give you all a little context here. I get off work. I head home after it. And he's like, can you listen to this? I'm like, oh, okay, yeah, we'll give it a peek, right? And we're going through it. And like I said, I was only listening to bits and pieces of it because I'm like, dude, I can't. He's like, you just gotta let me know, man. I'm like, I know, I got you. And it's just like, I couldn't even, we were literally skipping around. He's like, we just listened to it through. I'm like, no. I don't hate myself. Thank you very much. And it's just his voice. I didn't know where the fuck he was going. You're absolutely right. It was like, You know what it was? Adderall, it just started off bad.
Yeah.
Because I was like, oh, Adderall, this is gonna be fucking, they're gonna come in, they're gonna fucking knock your teeth out. They got steel toe boots, your teeth are going down your throat. It's gonna be just a sonic blast, and then it's just like, I'm like, the
This
fuck
is
am I
not what
comatose?
yeah, this is not what I signed up for.
No, no. And then H377, was better.
Hell, it's hell. It's hell. Whoa, where'd Wolfie go out there?
It's not just a clever moniker. It's true.
He disappears. Oh man.
You can't see me.
So
Double John Cena, you.
I think that concludes, right? I think we're
Yeah.
good.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Oh, I'm Zesty.
I'm a Wolfie.
And that concludes today's show. So if you kindly would, please do me a favor, take your face, smash it against that like and subscribe button. Leave a comment down below what you think.